Well, former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J Jayalalithaa will face a critical judicial test today as the Karnataka High Court will pronounce its verdict on her appeal against a conviction in the disproportionate assets case. Yesterday, AIADMK workers organized pujas in temples and took out processions praying for a favourable judgment from the court. Women party workers took out the traditional milk pot spiritual procession in many places. Lamps were lit in temples and coconuts offered as part of prayers. Special prayers were held in other parts of the state as well. The AIADMK workers are hopeful of a relief to their leader. Meanwhile, strict vigil is being maintained on the Tamil Nadu-Karnataka border, especially in the Hosur area. The Karnataka High Court has been turned into a virtual fortress ahead of the verdict. Well, this verdict has the potential to alter the course of politics in South India, and that's why it becomes a very important case today. Let me go across now to our reporters who spread across, getting us all the latest details. Rohini Swami will be joining us from the Karnataka High Court. Revati will be joining us from the AIADMK headquarters, and T.S. Sudhir from Poise Garden, J Jayalalitha's residence. Let me first go across to Sudhir for what he can see outside Poise Garden this morning. Sudhir, lot of men in khaki, lots of supporters of Jayalalithaa also trooping in.
Well, even though the district committees have been told not to actually come into Chennai, we do have a significant number of people who have actually come in. If Danny can actually pull the camera up and show you the place. This is the entry to Poise Garden. That's the street which actually leads to Jayalalitha's residence. And in fact, just a while ago, there were a couple of people who had actually come here with sweets to distribute them. And the word came in from inside Poise Garden not to do anything of the sort, because that's precisely what happened even on the 27th of September. There were premature celebrations only to be greeted by an adverse verdict in that special court in Bengaluru. I have with me some AIADMK cadre, excited, apprehensive. In fact, he's one of the senior leaders in Chennai. And in fact, if you can see, and that is the kind of loyalty that they have. I mean, rings on their fingers with Jayalalitha's photograph, all of them. Nikhil, what do you expect today?
Release
Okay, so what he's saying is that he does believe that Jayalalithaa will get acquitted today, and they have been talking what the general AIADMK talk, that this is a politically motivated case, because this is extremely important, because this verdict today by the Karnataka High Court could alter the political landscape of Tamil Nadu, because if she is acquitted, she could actually come back as Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu in the next 1 week. But if she is convicted, or even if her sentence is reduced by the High Court of Karnataka, it would mean going into political oblivion for the next 6 years. She cannot contest the next assembly elections due in April-May 2016, and it will also mean that AIADMK will have to go to the elections without a credible and tall leader as its face in Tamil Nadu. Maha?
All right, let's also check with Revati, who's at AIADMK office, to see what she can see around herself this morning. Revati, are you seeing similar scenes at the AIADMK headquarters as well, or is there a silence of apprehension over there at the moment? Revati, what can you see around yourself at the AIADMK headquarters this morning? All right, we'll try and fix that link with Revati in just a bit. Let me go across to Rohini Swami, who's joining us from outside the Karnataka High Court this morning. Rohini, there are prohibitory orders in place. What is the level of security around the Karnataka High Court and also on the border, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu border?
Well, you can always say that this is a fortress around the Karnataka High Court. It's also blanket security, nearly 700 to 1,000 police personnel deployed right across Bangalore city. Also the border area of Hosur, because that is the border between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, especially in Bangalore. Well, that also has been sealed. People are being frisked and being checked. But the most important is the fact that at 11 a.m. today, Court Hall number 14, where Justice C.R. Kumaraswamy will deliver the verdict, whether J Jayalalithaa he will uphold the decision that is taken by the trial court, saying that conviction will be upheld, or whether she'll be acquitted. Well, that's the most important decision, not only just for Jayalalitha's political career, but for the career of politics in Tamil Nadu. And what we're also seeing in terms of the ADMK cadre very closely watching this, we do have a very select few ADMK supporters around this area because they have been told that they should not be around the Karnataka High Court because last time there was a bit of a law and order issue, but security blanket put in place, people being frisked. Very clearly only law is being allowed inside the Karnataka High Court with this particular decision, and also only media with media cards being allowed, so complete frisking taking place. But let me also tell you, this important decision, nearly 30 crores has been spent to the Karnataka government only for this case that went on for 12 long years.
All right, remember the special court judge Michael Decuna's September 27 verdict sentenced J Jayalalithaa to 4 years in jail and 100 crore rupees fine. And that's the appeal that is coming up in the Karnataka High Court today. Let's quickly listen in to Jayalalitha's counsel. In fact, as anticipation builds ahead of the big verdict, we get your report from what is Jayalalitha's arguably strongest support base from the people at the Amma canteen.
It is Judgment Day on Monday as AIADMK Supremo Jayalalithaa awaits her fate. Thousands would be praying along with her, and populist measures like this have won her a large support base amongst the poor. This is a classic Amma canteen. An idli in 1 rupee, a sambar in 5 rupees, and dahi chawal dirt cheap. Amma canteens are extremely famous, and Jayalalitha's slew of populist measures have won her a large fan following. Lots of people would be praying that the court's verdict is in her favor. You can see this canteen, extremely popular, is actually spotted in every area, nook and corner of Chennai, where the poor can actually have a good meal, a breakfast, a lunch and a dinner. And even if you talk about the coming measures, there has been a state of policy paralysis though ever since Jayalalithaa stepped down. 100 more canteens are waiting for the return of the AIADMK Supremo to come back, and so that they can be launched. We'll try and speak to one of these people here and ask them, Jayalalithaa pe aaj verdict hai, so kya pray kar rahe hain? What do you pray for?
Okay.
Court order.
God order.
What do you pray for Amma?
Amma next is. Okay.
CM, huh?
CM. Okay.
If the court sends her to jail? Jail?
No. Please.
Bail.
Okay. Okay, bail.
And the food you eat every day?
Paka, super.
Good
okay,
food?
good food.
Idli
and pongal. Okay.
Full meal?
Full meal, madam.
What do you do? You're a driver?
Driver.
So you know drivers to laborers to people who actually come here to eat a meal. You can see little children with this token coming here to feast. And these people have been praying that Amma would be released. The Amma who is no less than a goddess for them. Clearly the stakes are high for the AIADMK Supremo, and Chennai has come to a standstill. With camera person Sudhir Kumar, this is Mosmi Singh in Chennai for Headlines Today.
Well, the verdict will not just have implications for J Jayalalithaa but also for her party, the AIADMK. Let's connect with Revati, who's standing by outside the AIADMK headquarters this morning. Revati, this party, AIADMK, is a monolithic, personality-driven party, and therefore this verdict is extremely crucial for the party itself. How are people bracing up for this big verdict today?
The crowd has started to gather at the AIADMK headquarters here in Chennai. We have around more than 50 people here putting up placards and photos of Jayalalithaa, telling about how, why are they in support of Jayalalithaa. They truly believe that the verdict will be in favor of them. While all of them are here from Chennai, we are expecting more people, hundreds and 200s of people who are on their way from various districts here to come in support of Jayalalithaa. Also outside are more than 50 policemen deployed in case there is an incident of violence. Let's just ask some of the supporters here what they're expecting out of the verdict today.
நல்லபடியா அம்மாவோட அருளால நல்லபடியா தீர்ப்பு வெற்றி தான் இது. நிச்சயமா மாற்றமே கிடையாது இது. ஆமா, இது திட்டமிட்ட சதி இது. எல்லாவோட மக்கள், பல கோடி மக்களோட பிரார்த்தனை நிச்சயமா அது பலிக்கும். அதே மாதிரி இன்னைக்கு 400 அம்மாவோட விசுவாசி தொண்டர்கள் 400 பேர் இறந்திருக்காங்க, அம்மாவுக்கு உயிர் இழந்திருக்காங்க. அந்த ஆன்மா நல்லபடியா நீங்க அம்மாவுக்கு அது வெற்றி தான், இந்த மாற்றமே கிடையாது.
The supporters have truly believed that their prayers, the thousands of supporters truly believe that their prayers will be answered, and the Jayalalithaa will face a favorable verdict soon.
Clearly, Jayalalitha's supporters feel she's a victim in this case and they are praying for a favorable verdict in her favor. Let me go across now back to T.S. Sudhir, who's outside Poise Garden. Sudhir, you were mentioning how the AIADMK cadre have been told not to come to Poise Garden today, to stay away while this verdict comes from the Karnataka High Court. But help us understand, Sudhir, the import of and the significance of today's verdict, whichever way the verdict is.
Absolutely. Given the fact that the elections are just a year away, given the fact that it's a one-woman party, one-leader party, they do know that whatever happens to Jayalalithaa will have an impact on the entire AIADMK in the elections. And these are the cadre who have come irrespective of the kind of directions which have been given to them. நீங்கள் என்ன எதிர்பார்க்கிறீங்க இன்னைக்கு?
அம்மா பிரகாசமா இருக்கும். மாண்புமிகு அம்மா, புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மா, புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மா, மாண்புமிகு அம்மா, மாண்புமிகு அம்மா, புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மா, மாண்புமிகு அம்மா.
These are the cheerleaders of the Indian political league in Tamil Nadu, and that's what they would hope, that Chennai Super Queen will actually come up triumphant in the Indian political league, and the big verdict expected at 11 o'clock at the Karnataka High Court.
And let me quickly then go across to Rohini Swami, who's standing outside Karnataka High Court. Rohini, you were mentioning how this time there aren't too many AIADMK cadre trooping into Karnataka because J Jayalalithaa will of course not be present there in court today. But is the security there still anticipating perhaps some sort of a chaos or ruckus perhaps, and have prepared accordingly?
Well, they have been well prepared for this, for the simple reason that every time the Jayalalithaa case comes up, especially in Karnataka, there will be blanket security across the city. We also know that people have been warned in case history sheeters have been picked up. The ADMK cadre also has been spoken to and said they should maintain peace and calm. People who could possibly create issues, they have been warned by the police, and there's almost 800 to 1,000 police personnel across Bangalore city who've been deployed. The most important point is the fact that there have been lots of twists and turns in this case in the last 12 years, and the fact that each time the case has come up, the ADMK cadres have tried to show their full support and come out in huge numbers. The last time we saw those huge numbers also because she was very much in Bangalore, they wanted to show their support to their very own Amma and tell them in person by standing in front of the cameras or the various television channels who were standing there that they were there for her, supporting her. But this time it's not the case, because that is the scene that we're seeing where Sudhir, Revati and Judge Srisha are in Chennai, because that is where the whole where Amma is right now. But the point remains that when at 11 o'clock the verdict is delivered by Justice Kumaraswamy, well, at that point of time the ADMK cadre, the way they will react either when she's acquitted or convicted, the police are completely ready for any kind of lashback if there be.
Rohini, Revati and T.S. Sudhir, many thanks for joining us this morning. We'll of course be tracking that story very closely, the big focus story today on Headlines Today.